Okay, so you guys had three problems that you had to solve. You had to solve these systems using the graphing method. The first problem, you had two equations, 2x plus y equals 1, and then x equals 2y plus 8. Okay, so we need to graph these. We should get each of the equations into slope and y-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. We need to get y by itself. So starting with this first equation, we need to get the y by itself, so we have to get rid of this 2x. We need to subtract 2x on both sides. Okay, so now that's gone. Y equals negative 2x and a plus 1. Okay, now we can figure out our slope and y-intercept. The slope is negative 2. If you want negative 2 over 1. The y-intercept is positive 1. Okay, looking at the slope, change in y over change in x. So this means we are going to go down 2 and then right 1. Okay, we're going to do it again for the second equation. We need to get y by itself. You're going to focus on the side that has y. We need to get the 2y by itself. We need to get rid of this plus 8. So subtract 8 on both sides. Okay, x minus 8 equals 2y. We still got to get y by itself. That means we got to get rid of this 2 here. Divide. We need to undo the multiplication. So we divide everything on both sides by 2. Now I have 1 over 2x minus 4. Okay, now we can figure out a slope and y-intercept again. The slope is the 1/2. The y-intercept is the negative 4. Okay, since this is change in y over change in x, it tells us the directions we need to move. We are going to go up 1, right 2. Okay, now we got a graph. Okay, draw your x and your y axis. Now it says we're going to put a dot at the y-intercept. So on the y-axis, you're going to place a dot at positive 1, right here. The slope tells us the directions to move. So you go down 2, 1 to the right. Down 2, 1 to the right. Down 2, 1 to the right. And then you just draw your line. Okay, we're going to do it again. The second one, y-intercept is at negative 4. So on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, right here, negative 4. The slope, we are going to go up 1 and right 2. So up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. And then we connect the dots. Okay, all we got to do now is figure out where the two lines cross. So this dot is at 2, negative 3. That is your answer for number 1. Not bad? Okay, let's try the second one. The next problem, x plus 3y equals 12. 2x minus 4y equals 4. Okay, now just like the previous one, we're going to solve this by graphing. We need to get y by itself so we can figure out the slope and y-intercept for each of the equations. So starting with the first equation, to get this 3y by itself, we need to get rid of the x. Subtract x on both sides. That gives us 3y equals negative x plus 12. Okay, we're almost there. We need to get y by itself. We need to get rid of the 3. Since it's multiply, we need to undo the multiplication. Divide everything there by 3. So now we have y equals negative 1 over 3 x. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Slope, right there, negative 1 over 3. The y-intercept is 4. Since this is change in y over change in x, negative 1 means to go down 1 and then right 3 because it's positive. Okay, we need to do it again for the second equation. We need to get this negative 4y by itself. We need to get rid of that 2x. Subtract 2x on both sides. Okay? As I pointed out before, don't forget there's a negative here. It's a negative 4y equals negative 2x plus 4. Okay, almost there. We need to get y by itself now. We need to get rid of this negative 4. Divide everything by negative 4. Y equals, okay, 2 over 4 is like 2/4. So if I simplify the fraction, that would be 1/2 x. 4 divided by negative 4 is a minus 1, negative 1. Okay, the slope is 1/2. The y-intercept, negative 1. This means to go up 1, right 2. Okay, now let's graph it. We need to see where the 2 lines cross. Okay, so draw your x and y axis. So y, x. First dot goes at the y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. The slope is negative 1/3. So I go down 1, 3 to the right. Down 1, 3 to the right. The second equation, y-intercept is at negative 1. So I put a dot at negative 1 on the y-axis. My slope, go up 1, 2 to the right. So up 1, 2 to the right. Up 1, 2 to the right. Up 1, 2 to the right. Oh, sorry, I should have connected the dots. All we gotta do now is figure out where the 2 lines cross. The answer for this problem is 6, 2. Getting better? Okay, you had one more problem you gotta do. The last problem. (3x minus 2y equals negative 4). 2y minus 3x equals negative 2. Okay? You need to get y by itself for each of the equations. Start with the first one. To get this negative 2y by itself, we're going to get rid of this 3x. So if I subtract 3x, that's gone. That leaves us with a negative 2y equals negative 3x and a minus 4. Okay, almost there. Just got to get y by itself now. Got to get rid of that negative 2. We need to undo the multiplication. Divide everything by negative 2. So that's gone. Y equals 3/2. It doesn't divide nicely, so I'll just leave it as a fraction. The signs are the same, so it's plus 4 divided by 2 is 2. Slope, 3/2. Y-intercept, 2. the directions we need to move. Up 3, right 2. Okay. Try again for the second equation. We need to get 2y by itself. We need to get rid of this negative 3x. We need to add 3x to both sides. 2y, that's gone. 3x minus 2. Just gotta get y by itself now. Divide everything by 2. 3 halves x minus 1. The slope. 3 halves. Good. Y-intercept. Negative 1. Up 3. Right 2. Okay. All you gotta do now is graph it. Draw your y-axis. Draw your x-axis. First dot is at the y-intercept right here at 2. The slope, up 3, right 2. So starting from the dot, up 3. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, we do it again. Second one, y-intercept is at negative 1. Slope, 3 halves. So up 3, 1, 2. Up 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then we connect the dots. All we gotta do now is figure out where the two lines cross. They don't cross. Good. In which case, there's no solution. And if you think about it, you could have figured that out just by looking here. Notice they have the same slope. The y-intercepts are different, but because they have the same slope, they're tilted in the same direction. Yeah? So since they're tilted in the same direction, they're never going to cross. In which case, no solution. Okay. Hope that helped. I'll see you guys in the next one.